I got two boys, one's 18 and one's 11. Now, the 11-year-old was born in 1995. He was born into the new South Africa. Sometimes he looks at photographs and stuff, and we chat, and he asks me questions about the bad old days. And, I'm quite energized to be telling my son this very rich narrative. And within like a minute, it's like a glaze starts coming over the eyes. And I realize, happily actually, that he's been born into the future, that he's only looking forward. He has nothing bad to look back behind him. And he's part of that whole new generation of South African children who never knew where we came from. And in a funny way, there's a kind of a dislocation between the generations over that. And some of the old grumpy old men and women say, you should be more aware of where you come from. But in another way, you don't really need to know, the damage and some of the more dark places from where you come. It's not a wound that you want to inflict on anybody. And you want everybody, especially this new young South African generation, to go out there hopeful and happy with a very good, strong sense of there is a promise for us all. But anyhow, for me, I can't do that. And I'm quite jealous of my 11-year-old because I had friends and close people who paid the ultimate sacrifice for my 11-year-old to not even know about, but for that promise to be given to him. So at least it's my duty at some point to tell you that in 1992, I would never have believed that, in 2006, I would be at the Civic Theatre playing to a bunch of people, and South Africa would have a growth rate of 3.5%, and we'd be flying. It was a very difficult concept. My mentor and dancer and percussionist, DUDU and Ndlovu, who danced with me in Juluga and Savuka for 13 years, was assassinated in that political violence between 1990 and 1994. And we wrote a song for him. The Zulu believe that when you die suddenly like that, the spirit is sundered from the body, but it has all the human appetites. And if it was a smoker, it's dying for a smoke. And if it's a drinker, it's desperate for a brandy and coke. And linear time stops as we know it. And it's like a dream where it's the same moment repeating itself. And the spirit finds itself in these different moments, walking past a favorite place along the Mooi River, or in a shebeen in Hillbrow, watching people dream and not being able to do anything and saying, geez, this is a very weird dream I'm having here. When am I going to wake up? And this brings us to death rituals of mourning. It's important for the living, but it's also important for the dead to know that they're dead. That they're not in a dream. And so one of the key things is that DUDU would always see his wives dressed in black. Always. And those and other mourning rituals which the Zulu will uphold, which he will see from time to time, will be these clues being fed to him. Guy, it's over for you. And the Zulu believe that at some point the spirit is in a situation of acquiescence. It doesn't agree, but it's ready to accept. And this takes about a year for all of these things to transpire. And then at the end of that year or so, a ritual is performed to take the spirit and to officially instate it as an ancestor, called ukubuyisa idlozi. And an ox is slaughtered, or 2 or 3, depending how wealthy the man was. And he is officially instated. And I was at DUDU's ceremony, and I was really moved because I realized that in the same way that DUDU was struggling to become an ancestor, South Africa was struggling to become a new democracy. The old order wouldn't die, so the new order couldn't be born. We were in that moment. And the song came out of that. And it's about DUDU's crossing, but it's also about ours. through all the days that eat away every breath that I take, through all the nights I have lain alone in someone else's dream awake, all the words in truth that have been spoken, that the wind has blown away. Oh, it's only you that remains with me, clear as the light of day. Osiyeza, Osiyeza, sizofika webaba noma. Osiyeza, Osiyeza, siyakuta lo mhlaba, siyawela ngaphesheya kulezo ndaba zimnyama, lapha sobheka phansi konke kuhlupheka. A punch-drunk man in a downtown bar takes a beating without making a sound. Through swollen eyes, oh, he sways and he smiles, 'cause no one can put him down. Inside him, a boy looks up to his father for a sign of an improving eye. Oh, it's funny how those ones so close are now gone, still so affected